guys, it's Tracy here from Tracy Take Two, back with my week 11 update. We'll start off with my weight. I am doing this a day early, or a couple days early, because normally I never get around to doing it on the actual Wednesday. Wednesday, May the 1st, was actually my surgery day, so I'd like to try to do my weekly reports on the Wednesday, because then the week is accurate, week 11 as of today. But I never get around to doing it on Wednesdays, just today because it's rainy out, and so I didn't go for my morning walk, which is one of the things I was going to mention in this video. Is I actually did go for a walk on Monday and Tuesday. I got in over 10,000 steps both days, but today's kind of rainy, so I didn't go out this morning. I didn't want to get caught in the rain, so hopefully maybe after work, if it's not raining. It probably is going to rain all day though, so I'll pick it up again tomorrow. I could take a day's break. But what I was going to say about my weigh-in, I was up to about 187 today. So this week has been, I know on the weekend I had a few things going on. Like I mentioned, my daughters both had a birthday party to go to on Saturday. It was at an outdoor park here called the Dundas Driving Park. And it's really big, got a nice little splash wading pool, and they go there every year for this boys' party. My one daughter's in his class. And so I had a bit of cake there, mostly just a couple of pieces of fruit, a slice of pizza. And then the very next day, my one daughter had another birthday party. So I dropped her off at that, but we were also going to, my husband's cousin had a baby. So we were going to the welcoming party for her. And so I did have another piece of cake there, and there I did have a little bit of there was a pasta salad. It had a few pieces of that. So I didn't just wrap it up. I didn't actually eat very well this week. A lot of carbs, which I'm trying to avoid. So my weight actually did bump up a bit. So it's 187 as of today. Last week it was at 186.8, I believe. But I'm not too worried. Like I said, I've been walking the past couple days, which hasn't dropped my weight at all. It actually made me go up higher, strange enough. But that kind of always happens to me. When I'd start to get active, my weight probably kind of holds on. I didn't eat any more. I've been actually trying to do good on Monday and Tuesday of this week, eating-wise, because I knew the weekend was so bad. So yeah, I've been eating better during the week. What else? Yeah, so I'm at about 187, up a little bit from last week, but I'm not too worried about that. But I did start walking again, which I was enjoying. I did find my earplugs as well, my earphones. I didn't find them, my daughter did, and of course they were in her room because she was playing with them. So she found those for me, so that was good. I was able to use those for the walks. And I did have time to download a couple new songs on my little MP3 player, so I had a few new songs to walk to as well. And I haven't been taking the old route I used to take. A couple of years back, I was on a big walking kick, and I would get about 10,000 steps in just on my walk alone in the mornings. So my walk was a bit over an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It was quite a long path I took then, but I haven't been taking that path this week because for one thing, when I started back then, it was in May, so it was a bit cooler in the mornings. I'd get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and get out just when the sun started coming up around 6, just because at that time in May my kids were still in school, so I was having to get back to help get them ready for school. But it was nice and cool in the morning, so it wasn't, now I've been kind of, because the kids are off school, getting up a bit later. I've been getting up about 6:30, so I head out to my walk then. And yesterday it was kind of muggy and humid, even at that time in the morning, so I knew today would probably be just as bad, because I think it's supposed to be humidex of like 32. So I knew that right now it's probably still really muggy out. But again, I just didn't want to get caught in the rain either. So I've been taking a different path, just closer to around my block here, and just adding in a little zigzag through a park, so I add a few extra steps in that way too. And it's been going good. I'll probably go back out tomorrow, because I think tomorrow's just supposed to be overcast, And then on Friday it's supposed to rain again, but we'll see if I get out, depending on what time it's supposed to rain. It's already been raining here, so I know it could rain any time again, so I didn't want to go out and be in the middle, like blocks away, and have a downpour. I don't really mind walking if it was just spitting rain, but it's just unpredictable because it was supposed to rain today. It's already rained, so I just didn't want to take any chances. Anything else to report from this week? I really don't think there's much more, because like I said, I'm kind of early, so I'm a couple days earlier than I have been posting, so there's usually a couple more days of stuff that could happen in the week. But it was, like I said, a very busy weekend, not my best eating, but a lot of fun, because I spent the day with my daughters at the Saturday at the driving park, and it was really hot there. So I don't know if you remember me mentioning I got a burn at my parents' house the last couple weeks ago. Well, I'm still peeling from that, and it was really hot at the park. So I was standing out in the sun, because you have to kind of stand there when your kids are in the wading pool. You're not allowed to just leave them out there. I mean, my kids are pretty big and old enough, and the water only goes up to like your knees, so it's not a deep pool. It's just a shallow one. But I was standing there in the sun a lot of the day, so my legs started getting blistery because they were already burnt from before. So then I was trying to get them to come out of there as much as I could, just to kind of go by the picnic table where the party was being held at, because it was under some trees. And Saturday, same thing, or Sunday, sorry, same thing. We were at my cousin's house, or my husband's cousins, and we were in their backyard, and they had some umbrellas under some trees, with some chairs under it. But the chair I was sitting in happened to be out in the sun, so I got a lot of sun this weekend. So I'm not minding the rain today, because it's a little break for me. Let's see, not much more. My husband's new little cousin is very cute, little girl. She's so tiny, and it was good to see her. And yesterday, my daughter went back over to her friend's house again and went swimming, and I had to come by at lunchtime to pick them up and bring them back home. So they both had fun over there. They both went over to swim. I think that's probably about it. That's new to report, because my last week, on week 10, I don't think I posted it until the Saturday. So from then till Wednesday, there's not really a whole lot going on. But I did want to just pop in and just give you kind of an accurate reading of my actual week 11 start date, and my weight actually on week 11, and the fact that I did start walking. So hopefully the fact that I've started, I'll keep it up. I know I took a break today, but I have been a bit out of shape anyway, so I don't know if I could handle another walk. I go to work after my walk, and I feel good. It feels good to get the walk out in the morning, and then when I'm at work, I'm like really awake. It's a nice feeling. But then, of course, I sit at a desk job all day, so I'll be at my desk for a couple hours doing work, and then I'll get up to go to the washroom or to get my lunch or something. And oh, my legs, I feel like an 80-year-old trying to walk away from my desk just because they're so sore from my walk. So hopefully that'll improve the more I keep walking. So that's about it for now. If I don't get this posted anytime soon and I have anything else to add, I'll add that. But I just thought I'd try to get this out earlier this week, even though I don't have as much to report, and it's a little bit shorter. But yeah, this is week 11 for me. So I'll get back to you next week, and thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Hey guys, it's Tracy again. Still week 11. I didn't end up getting this posted earlier in the week when I actually recorded it, so I thought I'd just continue on a little bit. It's Saturday today. My husband took my son to his guitar lesson, so he's out of the house. The girls are out of the room trying to clean up their own room. Today is going to be crazy, wicked hot today. I think it was supposed to be like 38, so humidex probably in the 40s. So we decided today was a good day to stay in and get some housework done. So I've got some laundry going. My son's room is a complete mess. We want to take down his bunk bed, because he doesn't really use it. He's getting a little old for that, and it just kind of clutters up his room. So we're going to take off the top part of his bunk bed, and he's just got a twin bed under it, because they come apart, and get his room all tidied up, and the girls' room, and a lot of laundry that has to be caught up on. Anyways, but I thought I'd finish off the rest of the week of what happened, because like I said, from Saturday, the last Saturday to the Wednesday, wasn't really a lot to report. So I'll give you today's weight is 236. So I am officially down 50 pounds from my starting weight of 136 and 54 pounds from my highest weight of 140. Yeah, and some non-scale victories this week. Let me see. I just pulled out, well, a little bit of backstory. I got called, I applied for a different job, just out of the blue, kind of. It was just with a company here I would have wanted to work with for a long time. It's in television, so I'm not sure if you know, but there's not a lot of television stations in Hamilton. There's one, CHCH. So I worked in television for 10 years in Toronto when we lived there, but ever since we moved back to Hamilton, I haven't had a TV job because my husband works in TV as well, and for both of us to commute to Toronto and live in Hamilton, it was just too much with 3 small kids, or the small kids we had at the time. I just had my son when we first moved here. But over the years, with our 3 small kids, there was no sense in both of us commuting to Toronto. It would have been a lot of hours out of the house for both of us. And so I kind of just fell back into retail work here, working in retail, and the job I have now, which is at the newspaper, local newspaper. That's the closest kind of media kind of job I could get here, because CHCH is the only television job, and they weren't hiring. So I couldn't really get a job in TV here. But there was a job posting that went up for a job similar to what I'm doing right now, but at CH. So I thought, might as well apply for it. Why not? Can't hurt. Usually a lot of these times, especially with these companies like that, and I've applied for a radio job at Bell Media in Hamilton, and same thing. A lot of times they already have somebody internal in mind. They put the posting out because they have to, but a lot of times you don't get called for interviews because they've already got somebody in mind and it's already pretty much hired for. But I got an interview for this job, so it's for next week, next Thursday. So I'm kind of excited about that. I'm not getting my hopes up, of course, because it is a job with a similar title to mine, but I think the job description is a little different. And my background in television was kind of on the other side of sales, which is what this job is going to be, a sales assistant. In television, I was kind of doing the inputting of commercials. I was a traffic coordinator, was what the position was called. So we put the commercials in the commercial break and line them all up and all that kind of things. But the salespeople obviously are the people that sell the commercials. So they're the ones getting the commercials into our system, the companies to buy their commercials with us to sell. So this job is more helping the sales people out, I think. So it's a little different. That's kind of what I do now, but it's just sounded a little bit different. So I'm hoping my qualifications work, and yeah, it'd be nice to get this job. I love where I work right now. I love the people I work with. I love the job that I do. I have absolutely zero complaints about my job right now. I really love the hours. I love everything about it. The only thing that I don't like is the fact that it is part-time. So right now, even though I'm doing full-time hours at work, which is great for the summer, come September, I'm going to be cut back down to part-time hours, and it's just nice to make the money that I'm making over the summer. So if I did get this job, it is full-time, so I'd be maintaining full-time hours indefinitely, and hopefully the pay would be a little bit better as well. And just with full-time, you also get benefits. I don't really get those with part-time. If I'm off a day sick, I don't get paid for that day. Whereas when you work full-time, you get paid for your days off, and just little things like that. That'd be nice. And then another thing is I don't know if you've read in the news or anything, but Metroland Media, where I work for, we at the Hamilton Spectator specifically, we just cut our printing press operations from our building. They're going to be ending as of the end of August. A lot of people were laid off. A lot of people I knew pretty closely that we work with just down the hall. So that was kind of depressing. And they're selling our building. So the Hamilton Spectator, which has been, was built I think in the 70s. So it's been a big part of Hamilton for a long time. And when I first started there, it was just amazing because the hallway, the floor I work on, there's a hallway, and they have the windows right in this one hallway where you can see the printing presses and you can watch them running. And when I first started there, I was just amazed at that. It was so amazing to be able to see these old printing presses in action and still running and still going strong. But I guess, time everything, technology changes, and the printing presses we have at our building just aren't up to par with what is needed to bring out the papers, because we do about 80 different papers in my office we sell for. So there's no way they can all be printed at our press, which we don't print that many of them. Some of them are printed elsewhere, but now they're all moving to another printing press, I think around Toronto or somewhere, because it's just technology-wise, it's just more updated and more efficient. So our building's going to be sold. So come, September or the months following, as soon as our building's sold, which it'll probably sell quick because people don't necessarily want our building, but the location of my work is really great for Hamilton, so it's going to sell quickly. And then our office is going to be moving, who knows where. We have no idea where we're going to be moving to. And right now my drive to work is pretty nice. It's no traffic, about 15-20 minutes. I'm right between the highway and another access route down the mountain. So me getting to work, I have 2 different routes I can take, and both of them take about the same amount of time. But if one's, if the traffic's backed up on the highway, I can always take the city, but I usually take the city anyways. But it sometimes gets a little busy. For some reason, I don't know if there's a lot of teachers or a lot of parents driving their kids to school, but for some reason, the access route I take down the mountain every day, it's really busy in September. It gets backed up more in September, but in the summertime, it's really, really dead. So I don't know if there's a lot of teachers that happen to travel from the top of the mountain to the bottom. I don't know. But yeah, so right now my commute is really great. Love my job, love the people I work with. It's just the hours, and just like I said, I don't know where our office is going to be moving, and if it moves to, like, say, out Stony Creek way, which is the other side of town, it just wouldn't be as good of a commute for me, and it would just make more time and take more time away from me getting back to the kids. And but CHCH, where it's located, is right down the mountain. It's not far from where I work now, probably a walk away, like a good probably 15-20 minute walk from my work now. So it would be the same driving commute, and it's not moving anywhere as far as I know. It's the same idea, building that's been there forever, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So hopefully there'd be a little bit more, I don't know, job stability, because CH had an issue with laying off a bunch of people a couple years ago too. But I don't think there is much job stability in media, especially in print or in television anymore, because those are just dying sources of information. People are on their computers now and not so much on the TV and on reading papers anymore. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm stuck. I happen to take television. I took a media, TV, radio, and news and journalism course as well. So they're all kind of my background. But yeah, it'd be nice if I get this job. Like I said, the interview is on Thursday. If I get the job, it would be nice, but I just kind of miss the people I work with now, and it's just weird for me quitting. I'm very much not necessarily a homebody. I don't like change. I'm a creature of habit. So I've been at this job I have now for 4 years, and I would stay there forever if I could. And the job, the last television job I had for I think 8 years. I'm 10 years. I moved from one company to the other after a year, but yeah, almost 10 years at the last place I was at in television, and then I took a few years off with the kids and just kind of worked in retail jobs, which even then I, really liked where I worked right before I got the media job. I was working at a Bouclair store, and I was there for about a year, and I wasn't really looking for anything else. I was happy with that, but then this job opportunity at Metroland came up, and it was going to be more money and back to it more closely what I did in television, so out of retail, and so I jumped at that chance. But I really liked working where I was working before. I liked my boss, liked my coworkers. So for me, it's really hard for me to switch from one place to another because I get really attached. Nope.
When are you going to be done?
Sorry, that's my kids bugging.
No, when are you going to be done?
Not right now.
Help you.
No. Anyway, so sorry about that. You're supposed to be cleaning, but apparently they'd rather be in here with me, as always. Yeah, so anyways, any other news for this week? So anyways, the point I was making before I got into all that, I think I got sidetracked. with this new job, I kind of have to dress up for my interview. So I'm going to my interview on Thursday. I'm going to go during my lunch hour. But our work is really casual. Like I mentioned before, I can wear jeans, I can wear t-shirts, whatever. So I don't really dress up a lot of work. Then over the summer, I've been starting to wear some skirts and stuff just because it's warm or hot out and I don't want to wear pants. It's going to be a struggle to dress up nice enough for an interview on Thursday, but not really stand out where people at work are kind of saying, oh, what's she doing, going for a job interview? Because, you dress up out of the blue and that's the first thing people think of. So I thought this week, I found some clothes in the basement from previous years, last year, years before. And I had a nice couple dresses and some nice skirts and stuff. So I tried them on, and non-scale Victory, they were fitting really nice. There was even one skirt there that was fitting that I was able to do up and fit nice, and it was a size 11. So getting closer, I've always been, like I said, size 12, 14 at the most, but the size 12 stuff started getting a little snug on me the last year. But all of my stuff I just tried on, the dresses and everything, they were all fitting really nice. So I was thinking of wearing one of my skirts that I found for the interview. But I thought maybe earlier in the week, this is my plan, starting on Monday, I'll wear one of the dresses, a really nice dress, and then that people will take notice, oh, that looks nice. And then the next day, if I wear a dress again or wear a skirt and shirt, it won't stand out as much. And by Thursday, whatever I wear for my interview won't really faze people because I've been dressing up nice all week. And it's just really, it's stuff I'd wear to work. I've worn to work before. It's not like I've never worn these things to work. It's just, I don't have to very often. I just don't have to wear dressy clothes. I don't have to wear dress shoes so I wear them sometimes just because they look nice. But like one of the dresses is actually something I had from a wedding. So yeah, I just don't have to dress up a whole lot, and I just don't want to do it just out of the blue and have anybody thinking I'm going to a job interview when I am. Yeah, so on last Thursday, we also had another potluck at work, but this time I took it pretty easy. I just had a little bit of there wasn't a lot of selection there this time. I brought some big fruit tray, so I brought a big thing of watermelon and some mixed fruits. That was my contribution, but there wasn't a lot there. It was pretty quickly planned, and I think people are kind of getting sick of the potlucks. Like I said, we didn't used to have them every month or every couple weeks like we have been lately. I don't understand it. I think there's just some new people that started working with us and they just like throwing the potluck, so they can just keep it up every month. But before, we kind of have them once, like on just occasions like Easter, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, things like that. So they were probably close to being once a month, but these ones just seem to be really occurring more frequently. Anyway, so I did bring something to it and just had a bit of the bean dip that I always have, the black bean dip, and one little tiny slice of, I think it was a cherry cheesecake, but and some of my fruit. And I thought it was pretty much all I had from the potluck itself, so I did a little bit better this time. As far as my walks go, I did maintain my walk. So on Wednesday, the video I'm gonna attach with this one, I didn't take a walk that day. It was rainy, and it did end up raining that day anyways. Thursday, I went for a nice walk, and it was really misty and humid, and it was like I was actually misty out. So when I was walking, it was nice. It was hot out, but then it was getting a bit wet from the mist. So that was weird, but I trekked on and kept walking. And then on Friday, I went for my walk in the morning, and it was really hot out because I think it was just really muggy, and this is why I sometimes don't like walking in the mornings. It was fine in the springtime and the fall when it's a bit cooler, but by the summertime, it doesn't matter how early you get up, it just seems to be really muggy and hot. But and there wasn't much of a breeze on Friday, I don't think either. But I did my walk. The funny thing is after my walk, I took my shower, got dressed, headed for work, and I got down to the bottom of the mountain and realized it's Friday. I work from 10:30 to 6:30 on Fridays, and this was 9:30 that I was heading to work for 9:30. So I was going an hour earlier, and I thought, I'm not going to drive all the way back up the mountain and go back home and sit around for a few minutes and then have to leave again. So all I did was I parked the car at my work and brought my lunch up into the fridge, and then went back down and went for another big walk at work. So and I was walking down this one street at work, and I thought I knew this route I was thinking of taking, and so I was going to turn down this one main street that's parallel to near my work that I normally take, and so I would have made a little rectangle. That street was under construction, so I think the sidewalks might have still been open, but I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to start walking down it and have to turn around because the whole roadway was ripped up, but I wasn't sure about the sidewalk. So I just walked past that street, and I thought I'll take a smaller street and meet up and take a different route. And so I went to go take a smaller street, and that one had a dead end, and went to go take another street. And I took another street down, started walking down it, and then I met up. And then every time I tried to meet up on another street that would go in the other direction, that kept meeting up with this street that was under construction. I thought, well, I seen some people on the street. When I looked down, I thought, well, it looks like I can take it, so I'm just gonna walk the rest of the route on that street. Anyways, so I just took a longer route because this construction, it wasn't like I didn't have time for it. I still had time to take the walk. I just wasn't planning on going that long. And like I said, by this time it was after 9:30, and it was getting even hotter out because Friday was a really hot day too. Yesterday they were both, I think, ended up in the 30s, 36, 38, somewhere around there. So yeah, it was pretty hot out at that time of the morning, and I was wearing jeans because I wasn't planning on walking when I got to work. So I was wearing some kind of, like, not jeans, rolled up jeans, and a t-shirt with another tank top underneath because it was a thin t-shirt. So I just had a little frilly kind of camisole tank top underneath. So I wasn't really dressed for a walk. It was kind of hot, but I did it, and I got to work still a little bit early, but I ended up getting over 10,000 steps in just in that walk alone, just between my morning walk and that walk. So I think I got up to about 12,000 steps or something yesterday. And then today, I just went and gave blood. So that was something I was happy I was able to do that because my iron is usually too low, being a vegetarian. And but because of the iron supplements I guess I'm taking due to the surgery, it was at like 30. My iron was at 30 something, and normally you have to be above 25, and I'm usually just under 25. A lot of the times when I try to go there, I go there often enough to try to give blood. It's just a lot of times I get turned away because my iron's too low. But today it wasn't, and I was able to give again. It was good to know. Yes, I think that's it for this week for real now. It's Saturday. I'll get this posted up, and that's all the info I have for now. I'll put the 2 videos together, and that kind of wraps up my week for you. So I am down 50 pounds. Yay, that's 9 scale victory. 50 pounds on the dot. And yeah, I'll get back to you next week with maybe how the interview went. I mean, either way, it's bittersweet. If I don't get the job, it's kind of disappointing because, you know, it would be nice to have full-time hours indefinitely and have like full-time job and have the benefits and stuff. But at the same time, I really hate starting new jobs. It gets me all nervous and stressed out. And what if I can't do the job and they hire me and then they fire me or something, and then I don't have a job, and that's kind of stressful. And then I have to say goodbye to the people I work with and have to tell my bosses that I'm quitting, which is scary and disappointing. I don't like to do that either. But if I don't get the job, then that's fine. I still like what I do, and September comes along, we're gonna have to tighten our belt straps or whatever a little bit and not spend as much for a little bit because I'll only have part-time hours again. So anyways, that's where I'm at, and thanks for tuning in. I'll get back to you next week for week 12 and give you an update then. See ya. Thanks, and don't forget to subscribe and like. Thanks.